Hey there, this time on In the Workshop, I've got a bunch of little things I want to cover. First thing is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while now, and that's to put the wireless mic receiver up on the ceiling like this so that it's plugged in up there, it's out of the way, and then the cord can hang down and reach the camera just about anywhere it happens to be in the room. That was one of the minor annoying things that I had to deal with that was where to put that receiver. Originally I was going to make a box that it would sit right underneath the tripod and have a battery in it to power it, and that way it would make it more mobile. But I changed my mind on that. I actually ordered the battery and got it, but I didn't use it. Another thing that you might have noticed was the camera that can be mounted up there as well. I made a bit of an articulating arm that hangs on that thing and allows me to get some interesting shots. I also want to show my tripod extension arm again. I made this as last week's project, and the very next day I got to thinking that maybe I should try to lighten it somewhat. So I took it and I drilled a bunch of holes in it, and it makes it feather light, and it also makes it look pretty neat. Well, I got a lot of comments on this, people recommending that if you make the arm longer that you send a counterweight back, and that's certainly a valid point. Mine, I don't need that because it's short enough and it's light enough at this point. I'm going to show you how light it is. I can lift it up. No, if I can get it balanced, I can lift it up no problem. Tripod and all with one finger. My little finger maybe, yeah. It's feather light, it's so light. So it's a good stable platform for my cameras, and I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. It was also very easy to build. It actually took a little bit longer to drill the holes that I made in this thing than it took to build the whole thing complete. Part of that was me laying out where the holes go. Had a couple of people that were curious about the handles that I did last week on the clamps and how they're holding up. I really haven't had much of a chance to test them. I know in the video that I said that I was going to put a pin through it like a nail, but in the end I didn't do that. I just left them as they were with the glue, and I think that that's going to be strong enough. I've done some glue ups with them since, and there's no signs that the handle is going to come loose, and I'm tightening this here, and that really feels good. I posted a picture of this on my Google Plus thing about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's when I actually started the project, and it's been sitting here ever since. What it is, because a couple of people were curious about, is a butcher block table that's about 21 inches deep, or 22, and 36 inches long. The novelty with this thing is that it's made from 2x4s that I actually got from my house, the old ones, and the top is going to be 10 inches tall, or 10 inches thick. I know some of you are probably saying, well, that softwood, John, is it going to be hard enough for a butcher block? And the answer is yes. It's actually probably the perfect hardness for an end grain butcher block, because what you're really looking for is not a really hard wood for an end grain butcher block. You want something that's going to preserve the edge on your knife, and this softer wood will do it. Now with that said, this wood is pretty hard. All this lumber is cut from larger trees, and the growth rings are very tight, so the wood has some real hardness to it, but I think it's going to be perfect for what I'm looking for here. Now the original idea was to glue this thing up all in one piece, at least the top. And I was going to use polyurethane construction adhesive for that because it's got a long open time and it's a good strong glue, waterproof as well. But I don't think there's a glue that exists that has an open time long enough to allow me to glue up these. It's 130 something pieces. I have them numbered here so I can lay them in the correct order again, because I've got a couple of rods that are going to go through in the end, and I want everything to be lined up properly. So what that's done is made gluing this up tedious, because I've got to take two at a time like this, glue them together, make sure they're lined up exactly 100% correct, then two more and two more and two more until eventually I get all the pairs done. Then I can glue up two of those together, so I'm making four, and so on down the line until I get rows that I can glue all together in the end. I also had another comment on the video asking me what this is right here. This holds this door up, this glass door. It's got a little toggle here that swings over and catches on this handle. The original intent of this cabinet, or these cabinets here, was to go right across the wall. I was going to do the entire wall right from this corner right down to the other corner. The idea being that I could put stuff up here that I don't normally use, but I'd still be able to see it, I'd still be able to access it. So I put the project on hold, thinking that I would get to it at a later date. I actually did some video of making the first cabinet and getting it up on the wall. And the intention was to finish it right across and do a video of that. But other things barged in and I couldn't get it finished. It's difficult to say at this point whether I'll actually finish that set of cabinets across. I don't really have much enthusiasm for it at this time. Not to mention that my dust collector is in the way, and I store the wood, the sheets of stuff that I normally use right over there by the door, so I can't really go past the dust collector with the thing anyway. Another thing I wanted to show was that I reorganized my drill press cabinet here a little bit. I bought a spade bit set some time ago and finally found the time to make a rack to put it up here. I also made a little tiny one that goes up in here because the set came with these stubby spade bits. And I modified this one to hold a couple of plug cutters. I've got a 3/8 plug cutter here and a 5/16 here, and also one of my countersinks right there. I had an email regarding my chest of drawers that fits underneath the workbench here, asking if I have plans or anything for it. No, I don't have plans for it. I've just got the website article. What I may do at some point is do a SketchUp model for the one that I made, and that's it. Because these things are going to be too specific. Also, I'm going to be honest with you that since I built this, don't get me wrong, the drawers are handy, but they're not as handy as I thought they would be. I'm often searching in here for quite some time before I locate the thing that I'm looking for. So, moving forward, I think that what I'm going to do is mount a piece of plywood on the wall behind me, either just a straight piece of plywood or slats in the form of the slat wall that's on my drill press cabinet, and make it so that I can mount the tools that I use most right on the wall behind me here. I'm usually against that kind of thing. I think it looks a bit too cluttery, but in the name of efficiency, I can't really see a better way to do it. There's something else I wanted to touch on. Lately, it seems like I can't get larger projects even started, let alone finished. That's mainly because I have to try to get a video out every week. That's good, you know, it's good for me and it's good for you guys, but it's really limiting the scope of what I'm doing. And I was in this in the beginning to make larger projects, so I may actually take next week off, not have a weekly video. And in the workshop, yes, a weekly video, no, because I really want to devote some time to getting one project in particular done, and that's the belt disc sander combo. that I made nearly 2 years ago, I think, and never did finish. I promised plans for it and I didn't deliver. So that's going to take some time to get finished, and I'm giving myself 2 weeks to get it finished, complete, have the plans ready and up on my site as well. Hopefully I can do it. But in the meantime, there probably won't be a regular video next week. Well, that's it for this one. Tomorrow I have something a little bit different. I actually have 2 shorter videos, and they are tip videos. I have a section on my website called Tips, Tricks, and Mini Projects, and what they are one-page project type things, mainly tips that would help you out in the workshop or around the house. And some of them have videos, other ones don't. So what I want to do is fill those out with videos. I've got a couple of new ones that are happening over the weekend and will be added on Saturday. And that's what these videos are for. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.